Welcome back to the program. Yeah, it is Painted Ladies, and yes, that is Ian Thomas, a big hit for Mr. Thomas. One of the songs featured on his latest CD called A Life in Song. He's joined us in studio. It's great seeing you.
Good seeing you, Ted.
What a great idea. So you've got all these, it's like a greatest hits CD, but you didn't just take them, put them together and slap them together and sell them. It's you redid every one of them with actual full orchestration.
I did, which, as you know, in this day and age, is really a dumb thing to do. There's no retail business left.
Well, I don't know that you could go to on tour with this ensemble.
Oh, they'd just love seeing that bus come into the Timmy Hall, wouldn't it?
Whose idea was it?
Well, it came out of my archives were sort of, there was a Celebration McMaster University for my archives. And there was a musical director there who was an old friend. His father and my father were friends at McMaster. And at that event, he did some instrumental versions of some of my songs. And we got chatting after, and the idea emerged. Well, why not do a cross-section of your songs over 45 years of writing? But let's do them imagine them with full orchestra. And for me, the prerequisite was, well, I don't want that usual rock and roll thing that when the drums come in, 50 string players might as well just go home because you're not going to hear them. Yeah, let's put the string quartet next to the Marshall stack. You know what I mean? So I didn't want to go that way. I wanted to integrate the songs into the orchestra. So the loudest backbeat you're going to hear is like a rim, a fairly delicately placed rim on 2 and 4. Some songs I'm just singing with orchestra. So it was wonderful to read, for example, when I did Right Before Your Eyes, I wanted to get away from that sort of 70s salsa it sort of did, and just tell the story and underscore that. So for that song, I had to reimagine all the harmony in that song to shake my original version of it. And I think the song still survives beautifully.
So many of these songs were covered by great artists over the years, like Right Before Your Eyes, as you mentioned, was done by America, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So on the CD, you'll find Painted Ladies, To Comfort You, What a Day to Fall in Love, So Cold in the City, The Runner, Little Dreams, Hold On, Right Before Your Eyes, 25,000 Days, Pilot, Where She Sleeps, Long, Long Way, but you missed my favorite.
What?
Square One, the one that you wrote for,
Back to Square One.
for that plaza in Mississauga.
I love to shop.
Yeah, I guess.
I was on my way home and I immediately did a U-turn.
I'll write a song about this place.
Back to Square One.
When you sat down to do this project, did you have an accompaniment? People? Did you have in mind the people who were going to accompany you on this? I'm not saying these specific violinists, but did you know who your team was going to be? Who was going to do the arrangements?
Well, I did 5 of them.
Yeah.
And a good friend, Darcy Hepner, great jazz musician and professor of music, former professor at Berkeley now at Mohawk College in Hamilton. He did 2.5. Actually, we co-arranged Painted Ladies. We had each done an arrangement unbeknownst to one another. And so we ended up keeping the front and the back, and he had such a beautiful middle section, so to speak. That, we just jammed them together, and it worked fantastically. Peter Cardinelli, who a wonderful musician, he was in my band, the Boomers, and we've worked together for many years. Is also a brilliant arranger. Mm-hmm. So he did a song called Little Dreams. Don Brydup, the Brydup Brothers. Don has a band called Monkey House, and a great orchestrator. He did Hold On, which was a hit for me, and Santana. So I spread it around, and Kevin Adamson, who did the score for The Runner, he's been playing piano with me off and on for a number of years. He'd never done an arrangement. I mean, this guy's got a couple of music degrees. And what do you mean you've never done an arrangement? So he said, I'd like you to do it. Oh, I could never do that in a million years. It's brilliant. So it's his first arrangement, and it's stunning.
With all due respect, to ask you this, with all due respect, as a friend, who's going to play this on the radio? What format would play this?
Well, For starters, because I'm over 40, nobody's going to play anything by me except oldie but goldies anyway. So I might as well do something I want to do. And that's, I wasn't being facetious. That's pretty much true. I mean, most of the marketing is being sold from 20 to 35-year-olds.
Yeah, I know.
So, you know, somebody of my age puts out a new album. It's you know, it might get one or two spins on a couple of things on CBC, but some of that's kind of painfully chic stuff too. You know, it's who's your friend? Okay, come on the air. So I'm not looking for anything other than this is it.
Do you care?
Pardon me?
Do you care?
At this age, I could care less.
Yeah.
What I do care about is the work.
Yeah.
I think the work is really good. I think listening to this record, this recording is, it's a joy. Most people that have listened to it.
The irony is that even though it probably won't get a lot of play, and that has nothing to do with you or with the quality of this, it has to do everything to do with the state of radio today.
Yeah.
I think it'll sell a whole bunch.
Well, we're hoping.
All those people who grew up listening to all these hits, people my age, I'm a little younger than you. But at this point, who gives a damn? 1 year, 2 years?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
No.
Anyway,
Sure doesn't.
people who grew up listening to these songs would say, yeah, listen to this. This is this version. Great. I mean, this is the only thing I've heard is this one song.
Mm-hmm.
But just based on that, I would buy the CD. Of course, I don't have to because it's free for me.
And most of the people that do like my music get them for free, I think.
Well, at least you got something to give people Christmas now, right?
Yeah, don't you love how the record industry really put all that money back into R&D when the internet was approaching?
Wouldn't you love to be able to do one concert with this?
Oh, I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
With the full orchestra?
with the Hamilton Philharmonic. Last October 17, we thought it'd be great before we recorded to fly it in the air one time and hear all the arrangements and to work out any bugs.
Went over well, I guess.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
We sold the place out and it was just a wonderful evening. People were raving about it, which is great. So I think actually we're looking at some other orchestras now across Canada and into the States actually. So hopefully we'll get to realize this stuff in the air with full orchestra, maybe a good 8 or 9 times more.
Yeah, great
Should be
idea.
good.
What are we going to come back to, when we come back, what are we going to listen to?
I thought we listened to a song called "To Comfort You," which was from the second Boomers album. But Bette Midler, actually, I got a phone call from her one day asking me if I minded if she did this song. And
What are you going to say?
Well-
No?
well, my mind
What?
immediately.
I don't need your stinking money.
Don't need any of your pathos. Actually, my immediate thought was I had a couple of items picked up in the Canadian catalog, tire catalog, and so I want to thank her for the garden weasel and my Mr. Turtle pool. That's my three-winger.
We'll be back with more with Ian Thomas in a moment. Stick around. This is News Talk 10.